Hey gang, it's JC and this is your daily dose for Friday, June 11th, 2010. A cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Here we are, twisting by the pool again. The radio station still owns me. They're still paying me through March of next year. So here we are every day with the daily dose. We are streamlining and trying to improve the website and adding things every day. And starting next week, you're going to get your Dave Murray weather forecast right here at jc'sdailydose.com. Dave Murray being reunited, and it feels so good. There's one perfect fit, and Davey, this one is it. All right, what do we got here? Oh, you can subscribe on iTunes right there. Can you see that little icon right there? Just hit that thing, and you can hear the audio of the Daily Dose. And we're going to be having lots of other things audio-wise. We're going to have tapes of old shows and things like that that are going up on iTunes very, very soon. And, of course, if you hit the menu bar at the top of the page, archives anytime right here at jc'ontheline.com. All right, let's go to the big story. The World Cup starts today. Oh, sorry. Tomorrow, the United States plays England. The refs are all Brazilian, and word has it that they are studying American curse words because they want to know if the players are cursing at each other or cursing at them. I love that about those crazy Brazilians. The loser of the match between the United States and England legally has to accept Madonna as a full-time resident. George W. Bush announced on Facebook that he is starting a think tank. George W. Bush is starting a think tank. It's going to be right next to the Bill Clinton Celibacy Foundation. Larry King's wife tried to commit suicide. The word is just getting out now. She left a note and everything saying she wanted to be buried in Utah. I think that's everybody's dream. She is Larry King's wife, so the note began with, "Heaven, hello." All right, the number of millionaires worldwide went up by 14% last year, putting even more space between the haves and the have-nots. Less than 1% of all households worldwide are worth at least $1 million, but they own 38% of the world's wealth. Something wrong with that picture. All right, the Go-Go's Going Away tour has been canceled. Jane Weedland, guitarist in the band, fell off a mountain and tore her ACL, so they had to cancel the tour. The Go-Go's have been plagued by all sorts of health issues. You know, none of the Go-Go's can get pregnant because their lips are sealed. Rush Limbaugh got married last weekend for the 4th time, and Elton John played at the wedding, and it has mystified everybody as to what the hell that connection could possibly have been. And somebody finally figured it out, that Rush Limbaugh, remember Rush Limbaugh had that heart attack in Hawaii about a year ago? Well, it turns out the resort that they sent him to sort of recuperate and everything was the same place Elton John was staying. So I guess Rush was laying there next to the pool, you know, just slathered in baby oil. Oh boy. And then, you know, Elton comes, you know, sauntering up, comes lumbering up wearing a muumuu, and they start talking about each other's health problems like a couple of old guys, you know, at the beach. Anyhow, I guess Rush called him up and said, "I got $1 million laying around, you want to play?" So that's the reason why. Nobody could figure out that connection up until now. And again, if you're marrying Rush Limbaugh, I'm sure a lot of girls would scratch their heads and say, "Wait a minute, I just don't get that." Well, just think about it. It's nice to know, if you're the woman, that you're never going to be referred to as the fat one in the relationship. If you don't feel like servicing your husband orally, you can call up Glenn Beck. He'll happily do it. You never have to fight over the remote like most couples because the TV is always just on Fox News. And you get Michael Steele as your lawn jockey. So, you know, maybe not such a bad deal after all. Isaac Bruce at his press conference the other day and referred to the Rams as the best organization in football. So apparently Ike was playing without a helmet for part of the time. I don't know if you heard about this, but you know, do that KISS camp. If you've not been to a ball game recently, you probably don't know about this. But between innings, you know, they're always doing something on the jumbotron. And one of the things they do is they randomly select couples throughout the crowd, and they just string together a whole bunch of shots. And when people see their picture on the jumbotron, they're supposed to kiss one another. So you knew this was coming. Sunday night, the KISS cam pops up on the jumbotron, and the guy sees him and he sees his girlfriend and just immediately grabs the back of her head and shoves it into his lap. The crowd went wild. All right, here's the definition of irony. The Wizard of Oz Festival in upstate New York was called off because of a tornado. NTM. The iPad. So I was playing with one yesterday, as a matter of fact, and some enterprising young reporter at the New York Daily News said, you know, there's a lot of people coming on off the street just fiddling with these iPads. Let's just take one of those little cotton swabs and let's just rub it on the iPad there and then send it to a lab and let's see what shows up. And you guessed it, they found staph, yeast infections, rashes, all sorts of stuff that would make you sick. Of course, it is New York. I'm ignoring that phone call. Speaking of New York, it was Elliot Spitzer's birthday yesterday. He paid the candles on the cake to blow him. Hey-o! All right, TV this weekend. It is the 3rd season premiere Sunday night on HBO of True Blood. This is one of those shows that I don't completely understand. I know they're vampires and all that, but it's just basically a bunch of half-naked, really good-looking men and women traipsing around in the middle of the night, biting each other on the neck, and there's blood everywhere, and Anna Paquin basically takes her top off at least once a show. The show is a hit, which reminds me, Marv Albert turns 69 this weekend. See if you can make the connection. Bill Maher, 8th season finale this weekend on HBO. He's going to have Oliver Stone and Rachel Maddow on. 1990, on this day, Nolan Ryan pitched his 6th no-hitter. His 6th no-hitter, which at age 43 made him the oldest player ever to throw a no-hitter. And that record stood for exactly 1 year until he came back and did it again. The following year, he tossed his 7th no-hitter, and unbelievably, when he became eligible for the Hall of Fame, there were 6 guys who didn't vote him in for the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. 6 guys who said, I don't think he's that good. 7 no-hitters! These little bitch, pudgy, poorly dressed sports writers, if you could just see that press box, you wouldn't believe it. 6 guys said, no, he's not that good. You know, 9 guys did not vote Henry Aaron in on the first ballot. 9 guys didn't say Cal Ripken was good enough to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. 16 didn't vote for Johnny Bench. 23 didn't vote for Willie Mays. And 43 sports writers did not vote for Mickey Mantle on the first ballot. 5 guys didn't vote for Tom Seaver. Just ridiculous stuff like this. By the way, in addition to the 7 no-hitters, Nolan Ryan had 18 two-hitters. I don't think he's that good. All right, Sunday is the 2nd anniversary of the passing of Tim Russert. I'll talk about that in just a minute here. Tomorrow, Margie Ellisor from Fox 2 News turns 43 years old, and my pal Dr. Judy Goodman is having a big one this weekend. Happy birthday, Dr. Judy Goodman, wherever you may be. All right, the Video Village goes back to the late 80s, and that's a television commercial with me and my Breakfast Club cohorts promoting our, I think we gave away something like 200 trips to Hawaii, and you'll see the TV commercial. The Wayback Machine goes back to May 2nd, 1997, and a hilarious tailor-made monologue for St. Louis on St. Louis Night on The Late Show with David Letterman. It's fantastic. And not necessarily the news this week involves Governor Nixon. Eye candy, as we said today, instead of something funny or silly or something like that, I just thought I'd throw this up because exactly 1 year ago, I went back to my old stomping grounds of Buffalo, New York. Now, this is where I lived before I moved to St. Louis 26 years ago, worked in radio there. So I went back last year, almost exactly at this time last year, for the first time in 25 years, and I made a stop on the Tim Russert Memorial Highway, which is on the approach to the stadium where the Buffalo Bills play. And it was a very, very cool thing for me to do, and you'll see that picture on JC's Eye Candy. And, of course, on Monday, we update everything, including not necessarily the news, the Wayback Machine, the Video Village, the works, all new stuff on Monday. Also on Monday, when you come back for the Daily Dose, we will have the results from the annual Cosmo Sex Survey. Have a great, oh boy, I was doing so well. Should have quit while I was at it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Great weekend, greet. That's the Daily Dose for Friday, June 11th. 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.